Welcome to the Jet Show. I am your host, Show, and I have two very special guests with me on this lovely Saturday. We have my co-host, Mr. Italy Jet, and we have a special guest, Miss Tsunami Speaks, aka T Speaks. How are you
T
guys doing this
speaks.
lovely?
T speaks. T
How you guys
speaks.
doing on this lovely evening?
As good as you can be after a Knicks loss, but I'm here.
Knicks talk. Uh-oh.
Man, I've been watching soccer and baseball all day, and soccer was good for me, and now I just need the Phillies to win, and we'll be fine. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Depressing week because of the Patriots, but
Oh, God.
hopefully we can bounce back, and we need this bye. We need this bye really bad. So
Absolutely, bro.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
Get some
Absolutely.
reinforcements back. Can't
Right.
wait.
Amen.
Let's see here, guys. Let's go. Mr. B says, "What's up?" All right, guys. First of all, Miss Tsunami, tell the great people of Jet Nation a little bit about yourself. Like, give us a background of like how you became a Jets fan and what
Oh.
made you remain a Jets fan, et cetera, et cetera.
I don't even think I've told anybody that's on my channel.
We get the juice here on the show.
Down south in Virginia and further down south, football's a big deal. So I actually was a basketball fan beforehand, and we actually learned about football in school. And
Wow.
after like learning how the scoring and all that worked, I'm like, okay, I can actually follow this now.
Right.
And my dad's a Giants fan, but he doesn't hate the Jets, so he's kind of
Okay.
like he supports both. I know it's like a weird thing, taboo.
It is.
But dad was like, you can support both. I'm like, no, I'm gonna pick a team.
Right.
And at the time, I think the Giants and the Jets were actually doing well. So it was a little while ago. I think it was like 2008. And I thought the Jets looked cooler. I liked the way they were playing. I think that's when Brett Favre was on the team too.
Oh,
And yeah.
yes. Great
I
time.
think we went 8-3. I think we went 8-3 that season until it all fell out and he tore his biceps. But that's neither here nor there. That's when I became a Jets fan, and I decided I would just ride or die with the team. So
All right, good deal. So, what are your thoughts so far? Like, far as this year, like, are you loving what you're seeing? Are you kind of like middle of the pack? Do you hate them?
So if you follow me on the show or you follow me on Twitter, I'm an optimistic Jets fan. I know there aren't very many of us out here, but I've been really excited this year. It's been a hell of a season. The Jets came in, we had low expectations as a fan base. We kind of were thinking at best maybe 8-9 or 9-8, depending on where you kind of fell on it. And some people thought even worse, 7-10. I was expecting around 8-9, and I'm freaking thrilled. We've got so many great players from this the draft that we just had.
Absolutely.
Like we've got, we might have 3 cornerstone players already, and they're just rookies.
Yes. Yes.
So I've been like on cloud 9. I know we've had some hit or miss weeks, even though we had been winning prior to last week, due to Zach's play. But for me, and this is how I am with quarterbacks, I give them a long leash when it comes to rookies and young players.
Yes,
I think
I agree.
they need that in order to grow. A lot of quarterbacks do take a long time to get there to become those franchise players. So I'm happy. I'm hoping we get to see Zach grow, and I hope that we get to see more Wilson to Wilson touchdowns, and maybe utilize Elijah Moore. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm happy.
All right, that's a good deal. All right, guys. So since we're talking about Zach, Italy, what are your thoughts on Zach, man?
Well, I mean, I liked what I saw last six games last year. I mean, in the beginning, he was a rookie. I mean, you can't really give him crap because he was a rookie. He has knee injury, and he has another knee injury, and he comes back, and he was doing pretty good, but he wasn't that Zach Wilson guy from the last 6 games last year. Last 6 games last year, I was truly excited.
Yes.
And I wanted Justin Fields. So it was one of those things where I was like, okay, if Zach can play a little bit of what he's expected to do when he came out of BYU, I was like, okay, he's got that back foot, he's got that accuracy, he can throw it in tight spaces, and he's proved it with Conklin. So it's one of those things where now people are calling for his head. Some of them are calling for his head. Not everybody, but some of them are. For me, I'm very picky when it comes to just quarterbacks. I am. I'm so damn picky. People think I'm insane. But it's one of those things is you can't judge a quarterback until their third year. I mean, look at Allen, look at the Manning brothers, look at even Mahomes, his second year, he did good his second year. His first year, he was on the bench. It's like one of those things where with Breeze too, his third year, he did really good. Even Brady, he did good his second year. He was behind Drew Bledsoe. It's one of those things when it comes to all these quarterbacks, it's very hard. I think it's one of the most toughest positions to get acclimated in the NFL when you're coming from college to the NFL. So for me, I'm not going to judge him until the end of the season. But right now, I think he does need to get it together. I think LaFleur needs to open up his offense a little bit, get Elijah Moore, Mims, everyone some targets. And that's just what I think. I just want people to grow that chemistry.
Okay. Tsunami, what do you think about our beloved quarterback, Mr. Zachary Wilson?
Honestly, as far as his rookie season, I pretty much ditto with what Italy Jet just said. The first half of the season, before the injury, he was looking pretty rough. I was concerned, but again, he was a rookie, and we were having issues all over the place at the time. The second half of the season, I was very impressed by what Zach did. Yes. Coming off of that injury, kind of watching what Mike White did, watching what Joe Flacco did, and kind of seeing that, hey, you don't have to play hero ball. How he played against Tampa last year is probably one of my favorite games. There was another game in there in the back half of the season that's not coming to my mind, but I think it was like right before the Tampa game. He played really well. Jacksonville. He played well there too. And the back half of the season, he didn't have half the wide receivers. Corey Davis was gone. Right. Elijah Moore got hurt after 2 games. So I was very impressed with what he did.
Black was in the game.
We were using Keelan Cole as our number 1 wide receiver. Braxton Berrios was, and Crowder. And then Crowder got hurt too. In the second Bills game that we played last year, I say Zach played better in that game than some of the games he's played this year.
Facts.
And that game was still really bad, but we knew it wasn't Zach's fault. At that time, he had Braxton was out, Jameis was out. Williamson Crowder, like you mentioned, the best player wasn't even Braxton Berrios because he wasn't out there. Just bad.
Right.
That said, this season, I thought he played really well in the Miami game. So I was happy there. I liked what he did in the second half against the Steelers. The last few games, the Packers game, he didn't look too great, but I really wasn't too hard on him because of the defenses he's played. So I just kind of took that into consideration. The Patriots game was eye-popping in all the bad ways. But with that game, though, the first half, though, he really looked fairly good until that interception. Yes. There were people that were saying, like Mina Kimes, who's a major football head. I follow her a lot on her shows and everything. And she was like, look at Zach Wilson. Actually, he's good. And she's been a Zach hater for a while. Okay. Right. So she gives him the credit and then it all falls down right in the second half. I was like, oh, you cursed him. Okay.
Oh, my God.
I appreciate you, Mina Kimes. So that said, if it's a half-to-half type of thing, I mean, last year, Zach was bad in the first quarters of games. I just want to see what Zach looks like after the bye. I wish we weren't playing the Bills this week. If we played them next week or right after the bye, I think we would see a completely different Zach.
I agree. Well said.
A completely different team. Completely different team, too.
Yes.
Because of the injuries,
Yeah.
Right. That's true. Well, on my show here, I bash Zach Wilson.
Yes, you do.
I'm just kidding.
That's what you brought me on the show.
Bullshit. Yeah, you do. Get out of here.
I got you.
Nah, that's okay.
But no, listen,
he speaks. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool you.
I'm like I've told the people before. I'm on the fence with Zach. I don't hate him and I don't love him either. So I'm very neutral with the guy.
Too.
And I am a fair guy. So I do believe in giving these rookies, their 3-year run, and then you make your complete evaluation on your rookie. Well, your was rookie after those 3 years. But the thing with Zach with me is just his decision making and not being able to handle pressure. Zach has talent. Everyone or anyone who really watches football, you can see clearly the guy does have talent.
Right.
My concern is just his decision making. And it's crazy. I was telling my family, man, before the game even started, I said he's gonna struggle this game. I was telling them why before the game came on, and I'm like, this is why. And they was like, well, you have to give him in. And about early third quarter, my family was scratching their head like, oh my God, dude, I can't defend Zach at this point now. You know what I mean? Other than that, man, I do believe in giving the young man a fair shake, and I'm on it with him. I'm a little bit more on the I don't believe he's the guy versus I believe he is the guy, but I still have room for him to grow and prove me wrong. I would love to be wrong. For the Jets to finally have a franchise quarterback, man, will be a complete blessing for us. We've been through like countless amounts of quarterbacks. So if Zach is the guy, I'm a supporter. But if he's not, man, let's move on and find another guy. That's my take on Mr. Zach. Okay, guys. So Italy, start with you first, my man. All Thoughts on our head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator.
Fire them all. No, I'm kidding.
I love it.
I'm like, get me off the show.
What am I doing here?
No, I'm kidding.
Is he an advocate for Adam Gase?
Okay, now I'm gonna get off the show. Listen, my co-host he was on the movement of my other show, Everything in My J. He was the movement of getting Ulbrich fired. And you know what? I was kind of with him a little bit because I just didn't like the way Ulbrich was doing the first 3 games. But I think Ulbrich's come to his own. He had those conversations with Quinnen and that conversations with Mosley and all the other guys. And I think that they have really come into his own, not only for him to be the defensive coordinator, but Saleh was patient with him, and some of the Jets fans weren't patient with them, and now we're getting on the wagon now of Ulbrich is doing a great job. He's been very good on defense. I mean, you can even see that he's got this team so jacked up on the front four that they want to play for him. They want to play for Saleh. That's their guy. I mean, some of these players from San Francisco even came from the 49ers to us because of Saleh. These guys see something in Saleh. And it's one of those things where a lot of Jets fans were like, hey, sometimes it's not good having a player's coach, but at the same time, you got to pick. Do you want a player's coach, or do you want a hard ass that keeps getting after you like a Bill Parcells or like a Belichick? For me, I want a little bit of both. And I think now Saleh is starting to step into his own and take that stuff to the next level because he is a defensive coach, and it's showing now. LaFleur, I love LaFleur, okay? I really love LaFleur, but man, he is killing me. He is killing me. Like, it's so hard to back this dude up sometimes because I love what he does. Like, I am a huge fan. When we got him, I was jacked. But the thing, I just want to see more spread the ball. Get the tight ends more involved, the running game more involved. Protect Zach as much as you can. I understand with injuries, that sucks, and I get that. But, like, with Elijah Moore coming and then Mims coming because we were out with Corey Davis, get him the ball a little bit more. I understand drama, but, like, I spread out a little bit more. I think we can do it. I really think we got the offense can take it to the next level. And Boyer, I mean, what a surprise. Boyer, what a surprise. He has been through 4 different coaches with the Jets the last 6 years. I mean, that's amazing.
That's amazing, dude.
Doing it at this level. Hardy loves Boyer. He's a great captain, and I think Boyer is perfect for what this Jets team is trying to do for futures to come. So I am happy with our coaching staff right now. Just LaFleur, just come on, man. Just come on.
All right, T. So what about you? What are your thoughts on our head coach, offensive coordinator, and defense coordinator?
Well, I mean, Italy Jet already spoke about special teams, so I'm gonna go in the opposite order.
Right?
No, but I love Brent Boyer too. What a hell of a coach! And our special teams has been so good.
So good.
They're one of my favorite units to watch on the team. Like, I look to see what's gonna happen. What are we gonna do? A trick play, just the special teams defense aspect. Like, Justin Hardy, Will Parks has been making plays. Ashton Davis. He's made Braden Mann look good. I mean, Braden Mann's been on the team since the same time Boyer has, but I'm excited watching them. Yeah, and let me see. Now, as far as defensive coordinator, Ulbrich concerned me, but I was never on the fire him thing. I'm just not the person that reacts like that. I don't want anybody necessarily to be fired till I see a whole season of them. Ulbrich last year, though, he concerned me, but I also knew the personnel wasn't there either. So I wanted to see a little bit more beforehand, and it looks like the blow up with Quinnen Williams and Aaron Whitecotton, when that happened on the sideline during the Bengals game, that's what they needed. Apparently, that loss is what they needed to grow as a team. They had those player meetings that they needed to have. DJ Reed said we're gonna get this fixed in the next damn week. They got it fixed. Remember what they did against the Steelers? The Steelers offense.
Yes.
Yeah, Trubisky was bad, but I mean, we made him look like he was Nathan Peterman out there. That's what I was trying to think of.
Oh,
Nathan freaking Peterman.
Right.
Right. Anyway. Yeah. So anyway. So I'm pleased with what we're doing, and it looks like they like playing for Ulbrich. I like Ulbrich's interviews. I know interviews aren't a big deal to most fans. My dad can't stand that crap. He turns them all off. But he's like, we need to hear another man talking for him. Well, every so often you'll get a morsel or a moment or something. You'll wonder why players support certain coaches, and I think they like Ulbrich a lot.
Yeah.
LaFleur, I like. Because I do think he's able to get at least, I'm thinking about that back half of the season last year. He got the most that he possibly could out of those players, like we were talking about with Keelan Cole and Braxton Berrios and stuff like that. So I do like that. I do think, though, that he tries to he call games a little cute.
He does.
Earlier on in this season.
Well said.
Yeah, I mean, earlier in these, thinking about that Steelers game, right? Or even, let's not even use that game, the Miami game, because I remember specifically, we were getting good yards per carry after every Breece Hall run, right? Still weren't really running him much. We were still trying to throw. We didn't really, put our foot up their behind, so to speak, until the second half when we started letting Breece run more. And we've seen that. The same thing happened in the Packers game. We wanted to throw more than we wanted to run. And especially in that Packers game, like, it was inclement weather and everything. It was just weird. Like, that's just when you want to run the ball. So sometimes I think he finds himself a better coordinator than he might be. That's probably the harshest I'll speak on the guy, but I do like him overall. I do think he's a brilliant offensive mind. I just think offensive guys always do that stuff. They always want to play the call cute or whatever, or call cute plays because they know they're that good. Which is why I kind of like Shanahan, because Shanahan doesn't do that. He's like, run the effing ball. Like, he's making Garoppolo look good, Yeah. And then of course with Saleh, I've liked the guy since day one.
Oh, I
was excited as hell when we brought him in. Well, I like player coaches.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then after, what did we just come from before we got Saleh? Adam Gase, the complete antithesis of a player coach. A dude who was terrible with the media. You didn't want to watch. I didn't want to watch his interviews.
You see his eyes going all over the place. Like, weirdo, man.
He's a caricature of himself. And in our media market, you needed a Saleh. You need someone like him. I'm not saying that that's everything, but it's a big portion of the job. Also, I think Saleh has handled the situation with Elijah Moore perfectly.
Oh, agreed.
Chef's kiss.
Yes.
If we had a different coach, I won't just go Adam Gase. Let's go back one and go to
Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles. Thank you. Do you think he would have handled this well?
Hell no. Oh God, no.
We can go back another coach. I don't even like.
Girl, how back do you want to go?
Herm Edwards.
I mean,
oh shoot! Please don't.
No,
please don't.
He might have handled it better. I don't know. Hello. We played.
Didn't he get fired recently?
He did.
He did, man.
He did,
bro.
There's actually a lot of good with that story, from what I heard. Like, something about his assistant coaches are the ones that outed him, and also weird.
It was bad. Yeah, it was bad. Bro.
I'm glad he's going back to ESPN.
Every time Edwards goes to a team, this always happens. It's a track record with him. Like, that just recently came out too, and I'm like, you should just stick to like analysts. That's just me.
Get paid, be funny, be you. Like, you don't have to game plan. You can just be hilarious on ESPN or FS1 or wherever. I'm assuming it was
good at that.
He was one of my favorites. But anyway, that said, I just think that a lot of coaches wouldn't have been able to handle the situation. Now, the Elijah Moore situation isn't done. We need to see Elijah Moore get a touchdown and get back into being with the team. So I haven't seen a lot of good stuff yet with him, social media stuff and all that. But I know you might want to actually have a topic about this, so I won't stay on this. I'll just say that I think we have a really good coach. I think he galvanizes the troops like we want. And I think that I love watching him on the sideline, man.
Oh my God.
And I also,
energy
the last
is
thing I'll say
infectious.
Isn't it? And
This
for a little
kickback
while
coach
last year,
cracks me up. This kickback coach like cracks me
he's
up.
too small. He's too small to hold back Rob Saleh. Like,
Right.
it cracks me up. Like you need someone at least 6'3".
Right. Saleh's a big guy.
So, yeah.
That's a big Detroit Egyptian man right there. Like, he is, man. I mean, Salah, jeez, man. He's
Got running the steps every game, right?
Every
game, he's running the steps at the stadium, man. Yeah.
At 9 in the
Can
morning.
you imagine Rex Ryan doing that? And Rex Ryan was
you would fall down that hill.
3 stairs.
Rex was actually my favorite Jets coach of all time until Salah. Yeah. I just need Salah to have the win stats.
There you go. I mean? Right.
And then I can officially say he's my favorite. But as of right now, it's Rex. But Robert Saleh is on his heels, man. Absolutely.
Rex Ryan needs a hot dog, just like they did for Mark Sanchez.
Right, the Mark Sanchez hot dog. God, man. We've had some crazy moments here at Jets Nation, dude. Like the hot dog thing, the butt fumble, the Geno Smith getting his jaw broke in the locker room over a gamble, the mono thing. I mean, like, God, dude, this is it's horrendous. Say it again, Italy.
We have been through the ringer.
Oh, we have. I think
fan base. Yes, we have.
Yeah. I think it's our time, man.
I can actually see it now. Fans for Jets fans, if you're, I can't see it. I just can't see it. I mean, I've loved this team since I was 9 years old. My sister is a bandwagon Bills fan, so like, it's just,
damn,
it drives me insane.
Bananas, man.
It is bananas.
Okay, guys, do you have any concerns? I'm gonna start with you, Tsunami. Do you have any concerns about the defense? That could be the defensive coach. That could be a certain group, the defensive line, linebackers, cornerbacks, safety room, you name it. Any concerns about the Jets defense?
Okay, this is a really good question. Because I would have said no at first, but when you said personnel groups, there are, I can't lie here. I mean, our
don't lie, give it to us.
Yeah, our weakest defensive group would probably be safety.
Okay.
Even though I'm a big Jordan Whitehead stan, I like that kid.
I do too.
I like that kid a lot.
Very good guy.
Joyner, I can't bang on as much as I was before because he's catching interceptions. But he was
leads
very
the team in interceptions, right?
He does.
Yeah.
I mean, now Michael Carter's right behind him. True. He would have had 2 in the last game, but we'll leave that alone.
John Myers.
Yeah. So
boy, don't even get me started with JFF. Just stop it. Just stop it, man.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, let T speak. I'm sorry. Let her speak. Keep going.
You're good. But so safety groups, even though, like I said, there are good moments we've had with each of these players. Mm-hmm. I still are the weakest unit and on the team. I mean, you think about what the Patriots did last week, and not to give Patriots credit for anything, you know that they study. Like, they know their attention to detail is there. What did they do when they started to actually move the ball? They went after our safeties. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They went after our linebackers. So those are our weakest links here. Even though Quincy has come around, Quincy is so much better this year than he was last year. Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't go linebacker group, because they're much better than they were. Quan has been a godsend. He's like my second favorite player on the team overall, even though I like a lot of damn players on this team.
That's a first. Okay.
I love Quan, man. Quan is so fun. And I love a player I love a player that brings energy no matter what he does on the field. Like, he brings energy to the damn offense. Like, you can see him on the sideline, like, come on, let's go. Let's go. I love a player like that. And then the way he hits, come on, man.
Yeah, lights out.
He's good for at least 1 a game. At least more than 2.
You're waiting
normally
on it, right?
2.
Anticipating. Come on, Quan.
Yes.
Come on,
I'm like, is it early? Is it going to be late? But and the best part about him, he normally does bring it in the fourth quarter too. So that's my guy. But to answer your question, the answer is the safety group scares me the most. I love our corners. I love our defensive line. And I love the trade that we just made. So that means Jermaine Johnson and Bryce Huff are going to get more snaps on the field. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. But that's my answer. The only concern group would be the safeties.
Okay. So, Italy Jet, my man, my co-host, what do you think, man? What are your concerns, or if you have any, about our defense?
I love what you said about Quan, because, man, if I was in the mafia and someone owed me money, on my right side, I want Alexander. On my left side, I want Quentin Williams. So I think it's great. I think it's great. So it's one of those things where, for me overall, I'm an Alabama fan, so I love Mosley and I love Quinnen Williams. But yeah, I think she's correct. I think next year the linebacker position is going to be a major concern. What are they going to do with Mosley, and how are they going to resign Quan? So I think that's a next year problem. But for this year, I mean, they just activated Maiden to the squad from San Francisco. So Tony Adams is not in there anymore. Parks is still going to be the backup, but Maiden has that connection with Salah. So that's cool. But even though Joyner's doing well, and I had history with Joyner because when I worked for the Rams, he was good, but then went to Raiders, he wasn't good. So I have my doubts, but Joyner has stepped up. But right now, I think it's still, no matter what, it is going to be the safety position, because you don't know if they're going to have a good connection one play, and then on third down, which has been the worst thing on both sides of the ball for offense and even the Jets is third down. We don't know if Whitehead and Joyner is going to follow through or not. So it's one of those things where if we can get our act together with that, then I think we're going to be okay. But I have no concerns. Eccles has been solid. Carter has been solid. Sauce. I mean, everyone's been solid. Quan's one of my favorite players. So I agree with her when it comes to the safety position. But that's all I got.
Okay. I personally don't have major concerns about the defense, but I agree with you two, man. Both of you guys, if you had to point out a weakness, it would definitely be the safety position. Linebacker right after that, but the linebacker core room is really not that bad. I think if you compare our linebacker crew to most of the NFL teams, I think we probably have one, at least with middle pack, if not one of the higher, better ones. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I would definitely agree with you two on that one, man. It's definitely the safety room. The safety position is definitely the weakest link on this defense. Okay. On you, my man. Do you have any concerns about the offense?
I mean, where do you begin? It seems like every player that comes to the damn Jets, they always get freaking injured. And then when they leave, they win a Super Bowl or on a winning team. So yeah, there's some concerns. I mean, Zach Wilson.
Share them with us, brother.
Zach Wilson has to get better. I know we've been talking about it. I know everyone else has been talking about it, but it's not always Zach Wilson's fault. That O-line has been banged up the whole season, and we're going to get Fant and Mitchell back after the bye week, and we're going to get Corey Davis after the bye week too. So it's if we can just get through this game without no injuries, I hope and pray. And now James Robinson is going to be out tomorrow. Maybe it doesn't look good. It's not confirmed now, but it doesn't look good. So I hope we keep him in there. But yeah, I want LaFleur to spread the ball out. I want them to unleash Wilson. I want the O-line to protect him more. I want Carter to block better. I love Carter. He's one of my favorite players on this team. But I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Ty Johnson and Bam Knight could do a better job than that. So it's bad. No, I know. It sounds bad.
Well, blocking, yes.
Blocking.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Johnson's not that good
as a running back.
That's why I lowered my eyebrows. I'm like, never mind. I'm with him.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm sure just saying, blocking.
No, I don't.
Yeah, me neither. I get you. But yeah, I think of blocking, and that's why I think they're trying to put CJ Uzomah back there with the blocking, and I get that. But I want to see Uzomah ball in the red zone like he did with the Bengals. I want to see Conklin get a few more touchdowns like he did last game. But I think overall, we got to get it to our wide receivers. I mean, Wilson is constantly open. Berrios is constantly open. And Elijah Moore is getting covered because of what Wilson and Berrios can do. And Corey Davis is majorly missed. Majorly. If we can get him back and just get through this Bills game, because the Bills, they got a lot of injuries right now. I think it's our time. I think it's our time to pounce. So let's hope MetLife can just be rocking. But yeah, I have a lot of concerns, and I hope that we can just get better and grow the chemistry.
Okay, so before we get to you, I'm gonna read what Mr. Brandon said here, because he showed me something that was very, very interesting. I'm gonna read it out to you guys. Let's see. So I'll read this question first. Have you seen the schedule prediction? That he has them all right so far. So he introduced me to a guy by the name of Coin, I believe that's the guy's name. I think he's on TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. So week 1, I don't know if you guys can see this. It's kind of right there, but that's like the list there. But I'll read it off. I was just kind of showing you guys.
I got you.
Week 1, this guy.
It was written in chicken scratch, right?
Right. Exactly.
It's like algebra.
But check it out, though.
It's like algebra.
This dude posted this before the season started, right? Check him out.
Okay.
Week 1, he had us losing against Baltimore. Week 2, he had us winning against Cleveland. Week 3, he had us losing against Cincinnati. Week 4, he had us winning against the Pats. Week 5, he had us winning against Miami. Week 6, he had us winning against Green Bay. Week 7, he had us winning against Denver. Week 8, he had us losing against New England. This week, he has us winning against Buffalo. So far, this guy Cohen has nailed it.
I like him.
I don't know if he's God's son or not, but dude, he is absolutely nailing it. So I just wanted to show you guys that because Brandon shared that with me, and I thought that was very, very strange and very creative, whoever this Coin guy is. Okay,
well, it's one of those things. It's one of those things where like we can do it. I mean, it's good to 0-0-0. I mean, any given Sunday, you never know. You never know with anything.
That's true. All right, T Speaks. So, do you have any concerns about our offense? You probably don't. I don't think you do.
No, I mean, I'm still a Jets fan, right? I mean, the sky is falling, right?
Man, Show, you don't let her speak, man. What are you doing?
He speaks.
Yo,
Speak.
let me think here. So I do have a few concerns.
Okay.
Right now, our concern is our injuries. Like Italy Jet said, our offensive line scares me. It scares me a lot. It's some crazy twist of fate that we've had that many tackle injuries. It doesn't make any damn sense. It is frustrating for so many damn reasons to lose. Poor Makai. I mean, I went to high school with Makai. Not at the same time. I'm older than him, obviously. But I mean, he went to Highland Springs, so I'm a fan of the kid. He's a good kid and everything. Like I've heard of him. I know of him. He's good. People don't realize he's not this lazy Tubalard that people think he is. That said, him getting hurt this year broke my heart and broke the team's heart, I think. Then we go from that to freaking bringing Dwayne Brown in, which was awesome. And then Dwayne Brown gets hurt. George Fant gets hurt. Max Mitchell gets hurt. AVT gets hurt.
Yes.
What the hell is that? I thought the one player who was indestructible was AVT. So that was probably the most surprising injury we've had this season. So that is my major concern. I am concerned about Zach, but I am cautiously optimistic that we're going to see a different Zach post-bye. Basically what Italy Jet said as well. I think, though, well, let me continue answering this question before I jump to my optimisticness here. As far as those are my major concerns. As far as spreading the ball around, I wish we would do that as well. I want us to get Garrett Wilson the ball more often as well. Now, I'm glad we did it a lot more in the last game. So that was kind of a change. That we're moving Garrett Wilson up in the aspect of he was the X. That was good to see, and that he excelled in that role. The Patriots have good corners, and Garrett Wilson made him, made them his female. So that said, I wish we would have gotten. I don't know if we could curse on the show.
Curse.
So anyway,
yes, let it fly.
All right, so he made him his bitch. That's what I'm saying. And I feel like we could have gotten Garrett Wilson the ball more. That could have been a 150-yard game and 2 touchdowns, as far as I'm concerned. And that's me still being a Zach Wilson apologist. Let other fans tell you. But so I'm hoping that we see a lot more of him tomorrow. But other than that, I like who we have. I like that we have a much stronger wide receiving core. I like our tight end group. Once we're good offensive line-wise, I don't think I'm going to have any concerns. I just need to see a healthy Max Mitchell on this team and a healthy George Fant. If that exists, I hope we get to see that.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. He was injured the entire preseason, the entire training camp. Mm-hmm. So I'm worried about George Fant. That's the one player that I'm very concerned about more than anything else. And I do think, I will say this about, again, this is a shot at LaFleur. Last week, I thought we were going to do more trick plays, reverses, stuff like that. And I thought the Patriots were the team to do it against, considering that the Patriots were weak to that when they played the Bears last week. So I didn't like the game plan other than the fact that we used Garrett Wilson a lot. That part good. Everything else, where was the creativity? The floor. But that's just me. That aside, though, to answer Brandon's comment, though, about the Jets winning tomorrow, I said on my show that I thought that we would lose in a very close game. I said 24-20 on my show. Spoiler alert. But I could still see the Jets winning the game. For sure.
Yes.
With them having both starting safeties out, that makes them vulnerable. There's no Micah Hyde. There's no Jordan Poyer. As of today, I did not see that they were going to start Tre'Davious White. I don't know if y'all saw that. I haven't been on Twitter all day.
No, I have not. That is news to me.
Because they activated him off the IR a few days ago, but there hasn't been any indication he's playing tomorrow. So that's three.
I don't think he is. I see that though. I did see that though, but that's just a personal thing. That's just a personal thing.
So we'll see. But I think he's not going to play. That's my guess. So their three best players in the secondary are out. I don't see why Zach Wilson can't have a good game here.
Agreed.
I'm not saying we're going to kill him. I don't think Zach's going to set the world on fire.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Zach went off for Zach, we'll say, right? 250.
Oh, wow.
Not Patrick Mahomes go off, right?
Nah. But he might have one of those rollout 5 yards right.
True.
Points
true.
boy
Very
down,
true.
Points Garrett Wilson down there.
Yes.
Gets a touchdown. I think we might get one of those. But that said, I really could easily see the Jets winning. It's just a matter of can we succeed in all three phases?
Absolutely.
So we'll see.
All right. I see my man Jets Chaos, Mr. Jeremy, is in the building. He says, "Who's the master?" And the answer to that question is "Show enough." It's the show, baby.
All right,
what's up, my man?
And I got excited.
Nice. No, that's okay, man. So we have fun at the show. That's why it's called the show. We entertain the people. It's all love here. It is all love. Hey, Tsunami, if you're not familiar with Jets Chaos, Jeremy, man, he has great content on the show, so maybe give him a follow. I'm sure he'd do the same for you, and he'll probably have you on the show. He has probably at this point, if I had to guess, over 2,000 subscribers now, so his channel was growing pretty fast, man. He's a great guy, man. His energy is like through the roof when he brings you out on his show. Like he's just, oh God, he's like the best guy to bring you out, man.
I've seen him on Green Bean Show, so I do know of
Oh
him.
yeah. Okay,
That'd be
sweet.
dope.
Yeah, Green Bean is like the GOAT though, right?
Yeah, I love his show. You can't.
Green
How can you
Bean
not?
is
Right?
the GOAT, man. Right? I mean, man. Okay,
I had them
guys.
both on my show last week.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
you did.
It was really fun.
Yeah, you did.
It was really fun.
I need
You
to
did.
go back. Sometimes I don't watch as much content when I know I'm about to put out a video because I don't want to feel like people think I'm, utilizing other
Borrowing the
people's
ideas, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah, because
I get it.
Chaos is a good dude. He's one of my best friends. We talk all the time.
Word.
Oh yes, Jeremy's a solid guy, man. Stand-up guy, man. I
Always
love
busting my balls, but he's my biggest fan. So.
You need that. You need that. It's important.
Oh yeah.
Okay, guys, two-part question. We'll start with you, Miss Tsunami.
Oh no.
Thoughts on Sauce? Thoughts on the dark horse, Denzel Mims? Defensive offense player.
Okay.
Sauce is my guy. What the heck? I love it. What are my thoughts?
Yes.
What are my thoughts?
Yes.
Baby Revis. That's my thoughts. We got our guy. We got our number one corner.
Yes.
And I think that Sauce is going to surprise people at how well he plays against Stephon Diggs when he's matched up against him. So I know him and DJ Reed are probably going to, share those reps because they're, zone defense mostly and all that stuff. But I love the kid.
Gabriel too. I watch for Gabriel as well.
Yeah,
that's true.
Gabe Davis. Yep.
Yeah,
that's why we have two guys.
Oh, lockdown.
Yes. Three technically.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Michael Carter's been lights out, man.
Yeah. So when they throw to Isaiah McKenzie, I want to see Michael Carter intercept that ball too. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
nice. Man, let's go. I'm hyped.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't think I'm gonna sleep tonight. Feels like Christmas.
No, I love Sauce, man.
Too damn close.
It's everything. Sauce is everything you want in a cornerback. Everything. He's got that swagger. Like, you want that. You need that from your cornerback too. Like, I love that he brings that. He's got the length that you need. He's got the speed that you need. And then his ball skills are awesome. Like, when the ball's in the air, we're finally at a time in Jets history in the last, like, at least since we've had Revis, where the ball goes up in the air, I don't panic anymore.
Yes.
We were like that for a little while.
Yes.
Like, oh, it's a 30-yard. Like, y'all think about the Denver game, even though there's so many great Sauce moments. But one of my favorites was, like, when he threw the ball to Cortland Sutton. I almost got worried. I'm like, wait, Sauce is back there. And he broke up the pass. Like, there's nothing more refreshing than that. I'm tired. I was so tired of wide receivers having big games against us. Now, the tight end thing is another bag, but that's not important right now. We're talking about Sauce. So, and then when we played Baltimore, Sauce did get matched up a few times against Mark Andrews and made great plays on the ball as well. So, I love this kid. I cannot believe he's playing this well as a rookie. Can't believe it. Believe it. Now, Denzel Mims is the other person you asked about.
The dark horse. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think.
Like, what
I know, right? Up and down.
I thought you were gonna win Sauce and Garrett Wilson. But that said, Mims. I am happy that he seems happy. In other words, last year, the guy looked sad all the time. We didn't get to see him do anything on the field. When he was on the field, he made terrible plays. I was hyped when I wasn't happy anyone got hurt, but like when Corey Davis has injury, I'm like, okay, Mims is gonna get some snaps.
He's hungry.
Okay, let's see it.
Right.
And he's over here stepping out of bounds in the red zone. He had some penalties in there, some drop balls, some concentration drops too.
Yes.
So I was really depressed with him last year, even though I was upset that he wasn't playing prior to him getting that opportunity. Fast forward to this year, when he finally got some opportunities, I've been really happy for him. I think he could have had a touchdown last week if Zach had gotten the ball. See, I can still call it both ways, even though I like Zach. I can still say it. I see it. Yes. I just think there's a ceiling here that Zach can still reach. But I'll still call a spade a spade. But I'm excited. I'm excited that we're going to get to see Mims play tomorrow. I think he has a big play. That's one thing I really like about Mims in general, is he is so fast. If you can get him the ball, good things happen if he catches the ball as well, right? But good things can happen. Like, that play he had last week against the Patriots, like,
oh God, it was
he was like, arm tackle? I don't need an arm tackle. I can run through this. Like, I love this kid. I like his game. So I'm excited to see what he does and make it difficult for them to put Elijah Moore in. Elijah Moore can't say anything if Mims is out there balling, right? Then it's an aspect of Mims is better than you. Is that what it looks like? We'll see.
Ooh,
I like both.
You like that one? He likes that one. Okay, Mr. Ely, same question to you, my man. Thoughts on Sauce Gardner and also Denzel Mims?
So let's start from the beginning with Sauce. I've loved Sauce since Cincinnati. I've been following him throughout his whole career. Thank you, Houston Astros, for not picking Sauce Gardner. You're an idiot. So it's one of those things that I thought Stingley.
That's why I like
Stingley. So that's why Stingley. You thought Stingley was the answer. I get it from a little bit, but man, Sauce is just incredible. It was the best pick. People thought I was crazy that people should pick Sauce over Thibodeau, and I'm like, what is Thibodeau? Thibodeau's a good player, but he's just flashy. He's not the kind of guy that we don't need. We don't need that kind of guy on the Jets. I like Clemens and Johnson and Huff so much better. And I mean, nothing against Martin. I think Martin is a good player, but it's just he wasn't flourishing like all these guys are, like all rookies. Rookies are our best players right now, in my opinion. So Sauce, amazing. I'm not surprised they're doing this well, because when you think about it, we needed a corner. We haven't had a good corner since Revis and Cromartie. I mean, you got guys like Diggs, Gabriel Davis. You got guys like Tyreek Hill, Waddle, even Galecki in there. And then you have even more with the Patriots. You got Parker and Myers. And when Henry and Jonathan Smith are on their game, they're dangerous. So we needed a cornerback. We needed to shut these guys down. And it was a great pick. And I'm not surprised that he's doing this well. I mean, I love what he brings to the table, but I love what he brings to the locker room.
when Elijah Moore pulled his stunt, him, Mosley, Hardy, and Sauce went to his house to calm him down and make sure he was good. That's something that you don't. He just got it right here. You can't learn that from anybody. He's always the first one on the practice field too. Like that's amazing.
Yes.
I love what he's doing so far. Now, as for Mims, I am a huge fan of Mims, but I thought he was better fit for Gase's system because that's why JD drafted Becton and Mims because of their system. So I'm a big Becton fan. I hope he comes back. Is he going to be a starter again? I don't think so. But like Mims kind of the same boat. Like I'm glad he's still here, but like Mims has been playing so much better than Elijah. They've been moving around too much, and he's still not playing to what he was at Ole Miss because he was a slot guy with DK on the left and Brown on the right, and he still hasn't done anything. So if Mims can just continue to keep doing what he's doing, Moore, like she said, Moore can't do it. Moore can't say anything. He can have an attitude all he wants, but Mims, hands down, is the better wide receiver right now. And I hope he continues to grow, and I'm glad he's still here. But overall, in my personal opinion, when it comes to Sauce and Mims, I'm glad they're here. I hope they stay here for a long time. There's a lot of competition on the Jets right now, and let's just keep it going, keep growing that chemistry.
Okay. So the reason I chose those two guys, I'm really not an emotional guy, right? When we drafted Sauce on my live, I went bananas, guys. I literally lost it. I have footage. I'll share it here on YouTube eventually. And Mims pulled out the same reaction from me when we drafted him. I was literally watching the board, and I was like, we need that big receiver, man. Like, please, JD, grab Mims. And we grabbed him. I lost it. I tell you guys, no lies, man. I lost it. I was like, yeah, and I'm jumping all up and I'm running through the house like we just won the Super Bowl, man. And so that's why I chose those two guys, because those two guys kind of like are my personal favorites. Even though, you know, most people don't have favorites, I personally do. So that's why I chose those two guys. Okay. All right, I'll wrap it up here in a minute, but I have two more questions from you. One is could be a very short question, short answer. Tsunami, what are your thoughts on Bryce Hall and what we're doing with him? He's like the lost, forgotten talented guy on this team, man. Nobody talks about him. We don't see him. Reporters don't ask, Salah about him anymore. It's just like he's just like unheard of, like he doesn't exist anymore. So your thoughts on what our last year's number one cornerback in Bryce Hall? What are your thoughts?
You know what? You just baffled me with this question because I forgot about Bryce Hall, and that's shameful that I forgot about him. Because, the play of our corners, our starting corners especially, has made Bryce Hall an afterthought. But the reason I was kind of shocked was like, wait a minute, and JD didn't trade him. Mm-mm. And I feel like Joe Douglas could have gotten something, but if he could have, I feel like he would have made the trade. Because that's what Joe does. He swindles cats. That's his thing. Yeah.
He's full of surprises.
Unless he's worried because of the attrition we've had as far as injuries over last season, since he's been the general manager, he just wanted that depth. I thought Bryce Hall played solid last year. He just doesn't make a lot of good plays on the ball. He doesn't get a lot of pass breakups or interceptions, and you need that. So that's the problem with him. And then with Eccles can play outside or inside. So you got that versatility that you need. You already got Carter in the, playing inside, playing the slot corner. You don't really need him. Unless you do some crazy different scheme, where you'd want to drop 6 cats in coverage, maybe. So I feel bad, but he's there for depth in case something happens, and you just never know with the Jets, right?
I agree.
Or the NFL, for that matter. There's been a lot of injuries in other teams too. Baltimore stays getting injured.
Oh, especially at the cornerback position, man. Was it Marlon Humphreys and who's the other corner?
Peters.
Marcus Peters. Yeah, and they're always injured for some reason on that team, man. It's weird. Italy, my man. What are your thoughts on Mr. Bryce Hall?
I mean, I love Bryce Hall. I like what he brought to the table, but you could just tell in preseason he was just not doing it. He was just not good. Yeah. And I love Bryce Hall. So it's one of those things where I'm glad we had a backup plan. I'm glad Eccles and Carter are stepping up like they've been doing since last year. Overall, I just think he is scared. I just feel like JD is scared because of all the injuries that's been happening. And not only that, like including these doctors and trainers, man, it's been really funky. And we brought some new stuff in, but like I just think overall, when you look at Bryce Hall, he was good last year. Preseason wasn't good, but now it's just like he's just kind of like that Mims guy. If Mims can come in and do what he's doing here, right? Mm-hmm. And if Eccles or Carter or Sauce or Reed gets injured, if Bryce can slip in and prove himself, hey man, I mean we're gonna be singing his praises. So it's just up and down. If Mims can take on that opportunity, Bryce Hall can take on that opportunity. But yeah, I agree with T Speaks. I think we could have definitely gotten something back for him. There's no way we should. At least a 4th round pick, 3rd or 4th round at least. So
easy.
I just think JD is playing caution, and I'm glad he's keeping caution because we're going to need a lot of big players down the stretch if we want to be a wild card team like he wants us to be. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't agree more.
Well said, bro. My thoughts on Mr. Bryce at the beginning of the season, I was saying to myself, like, could we not convert him to free safety like we did Pinnock last year? Right? That was my thoughts. And now that he's not playing, I'm saying to myself, like, are they giving him a chance to study more? So maybe they can convert him to a free safety. LaMarcus Joyner probably won't be with us next year. I mean, if he is with us, he's definitely a backup. I don't see him as a starter with us next year. You have the draft coming, you have free agency coming. Yeah. You still have the young guys like the Tony Adams guy. You still have Ashton Davis, who's been looking lights out. Parks, Will Parks. You know what I mean? So I can't see him. Me too. I was saying put him in. You know, when everybody was hating Joyner starting, I was like, why did I play? Especially the first 2 games. I was so hard.
Why did we wait?
When they activated him?
Why did we?
Yeah.
Right. Why did we wait Pinnock? Like, damn.
I really like Pinnock. I'm not you guys. Like, I was a huge fan of Pinnock, man. The guy looked pretty good, you know, being converted from a cornerback to a safety last season. But so I'm thinking maybe it's a possibility they could do it with Bryce Hall. I mean, he fits a safety makeup. 6'1", close to I think roughly 200 pounds. Not the fastest guy, but he's very sharp. His IQ is high as far as football IQ. I could easily see them converting him to a free safety. I mean, we have the core as far as the support from the coaching staff, the rapport for these guys. They're defensive minded. So I think if anybody can transform him from a cornerback to a free safety, it would definitely be our coaching staff. But that's my thoughts on Mr. Bryce. Okay, guys, last one of the night. And it's the big one. It's the pregame show, so I have to save the best for last. Starting with you, Mr. Italy. Feelings about this Buffalo game in a few hours.
It keeps changing for me. I mean, it really keeps changing for me.
Right.
Like, it's just like I've seen that. I mean, I'm a big believer on not giving up early. We always play better with 5-7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We are the best fourth quarter team in the NFL. So, like, I never give up when it comes to that. I'm always 0-0-0, whatever happened. A flag could happen. Penalties, like injuries, like you just never freaking know. So, like, I just keep thinking, like, I said 35-40 Bills and then like 15-17 Jets. But now I'm like, well, all these injuries, the Bills, man. I mean, shoot. I mean, why not? Miami's done it before. Ravens, why can't I? So it's in our home. We're in that life. So for me, I think agree with T Speaks now. I think it's going to be a tighter game now because of those injuries. You know, their secondary is not that great. Bill's offensive line has not been good. I mean, Allen's scrambling like crazy, but he's getting the job done because he's a great quarterback.
Yep.
So it's one of those things where now I'm going to change it for the last time. This is my last time saying it. I think it's going to be 27-17 27-20 Bills.
27-20.
I think it's going to be tight.
Okay. For our special guest tonight, Miss Tsunami Speaks, your predictions on tomorrow's game versus the Buffalo Bills. Give it to us. Let us know. Share your thoughts.
Now I'm more tempted to reverse my pick earlier today. Like I said, I said 24-20.
This team makes us crazy. I'm serious.
They do.
You think?
They do. And then after hearing, the injuries are concerned, the Tre'Davious White aspect, that's new information. Mims is feeling it. The vibes are immaculate, to use a Jalen Brunson saying. Damn. Because even when I said 24-20 this morning, I didn't feel right. I was like, no, you have to pick the Jets. Like, why would you do this?
A divisional game at that.
Yeah, that's the other aspect of it. I just hope our crowd doesn't affect our players, if you know what I mean, as far as if we get down early. Because that's a concern that I have. But that shouldn't be something that's at the forefront of my mind. All right. Under my head, metaphorically speaking, of course. I'm still going to say 24-20 Bills, but it's going to be close. And that might hurt us more as fans. Because we're going to be right there,
Amen.
Right.
But that's what I really feel is going to happen. Jets cover the spread. Yay.
Find the positive. There's an optimistic person. There she is.
As an avid gambler, yes. Jets will definitely cover the spread.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true, though.
I got a question.
Oh, shoot. Let us know.
I got a question. So, if we consume a lot of penalties in this game, because every time when penalties happen with the Jets, we look defeated and we look gassed. So, do you think it's a concern, especially with a very good team like the Bills, if we get like a couple penalties, whether it's a good penalty or a bad penalty, because they've been consistent with us, do you think that kind of defeats us a little bit and that's why we'll lose this game? I'll start with you, T Speaks.
I think it's led to some bad drives where I think our defense gets so defeated, like you said, where
or look exhausted. So damn.
Like if it's not 3 and out, it's a problem,
Right.
Third down all the time.
Right.
It's always third down. And I feel like that's been going on for even longer for years in general. God. But yeah, I think so. I mean, something I've highlighted on my show a bit is the penalties have been worrying me in general. We've averaged 70 penalty yards a game. That's too much. It's too much. We're giving them damn near we're putting them in the red zone damn near.
Yes.
And just penalty yards. We're killing our own offensive drives too, which is a concern of mine. So yeah, I think that's what could end up hurting us because it's been a mainstay, unfortunately, for the last few weeks. Some of these games, obviously, we've been able to overcome it, but against a team like the Bills, no, I don't see it. We need to play a clean game for us to win. Period.
Yes.
What do you think, Sho?
My beliefs on that, man, is penalties will definitely set you back. Two things with the Jets. When we don't turn the ball over, we dominate. When we don't commit a lot of penalties, we dominate. And Buffalo is a very strong, disciplined defense, man. They can cause a lot of issues for our offense. So if we can reduce the turnovers and, of course, to stick to the question, the penalties, yes, absolutely. We have a shot at it, but we just can't make those crazy penalties. My concern going into this game is the offensive line. Offensive line will be number one. Even if you look at Zach back in his college days, his biggest plays, best plays came from when he had time to throw, because at BYU, his offensive line allowed a lot of time for Zach to pick the defense apart. Great. The opposite of that is when Zach was under pressure when he played Coastal Carolina. When I looked at the game before we drafted him, and Coastal Carolina, of course, is not the biggest school, but they had pretty much a balanced team, and they were applying pressure to Zach, and they lost their game, but Zach couldn't handle the pressure. Now I'm saying the same things. So my concern is the offensive line trying to allow Zach more time to throw the ball, which in turn may cause penalties. And if we're getting a lot of penalties, then yes, absolutely, we'll lose this game. Matter of fact, I think that's going to be the reason why we lose this game is because of penalties. I have the Jets losing, and of course the Bills winning. I have it 17-10. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be very defensive because you're probably playing against two of the top 10 defenses in the NFL right now. So I don't think these guys are going to give up a lot of touchdowns come Sunday against the Bills. But yeah, penalties, yeah, that would definitely kill us. They'll destroy us.
And third down on both sides of the ball. That's what kills us too.
On both sides, yes.
We haven't had a good front when it comes to these cornerbacks since Revis and Cromartie. So hopefully Sauce and Reed can shut down that front because our secondary has been good, but our front's never been that good.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this, guys.
So
if Sauce look bad against any wide receiver in the league, just don't let it be against Stephon Diggs.
Right?
Please, man.
know.
You know what I mean? Just don't let it be against Stephon Diggs. I know we play Metcalf. We play Metcalf at the end of the year. I'm okay with Metcalf get him. We play who's another? We play Jefferson for the Vikings. We play him. If Jefferson get him, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Jefferson for me.
Don't let it be Stephon Diggs, man. We are not going to hear the end of this from Buffalo fans, man.
Oh,
dude, and not only that, like Diggs has like dissed us so many times in interviews. I don't know if you've seen any of his interviews, but him and his Von Miller show, like the Von Miller show with him, he disses the Jets all the time, and that's why I just want someone just to put his ass in his place, man. Seriously.
Oh, I hope Dawson.
Let
me not put too much. Reed as well, because Reed has been lights fucking out, man. So yeah, with those two guys, just don't allow. If Gabriel Davis get one, I can eat that one. I'll eat it.
Me too. He's good. He's so talented.
Just not Davis. I mean, just not Stephon Diggs, man. God,
get Diggs out of here.
Nah, I think if anything, I think it will be Knox and maybe Isaiah McKenzie potentially getting a touchdown against us. Because we don't do well against defending safeties. I mean, sorry, that's safeties. Tight ends.
We don't. Yeah, and you're correct.
And watch the running backs too. That's my concern with Buffalo. I think we put so much focus on. They got Hines. Yes, they just signed him. So we put so much for we being just NFL heads or fans collectively. We put so much focus on Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Davis, and even Knox. And we have a tendency to take our eyes off of their running backs as if the running backs are trash, and they're actually not. So, being honest, man, our guys, we have our hands full tomorrow. This is probably the ultimate test for this team right now. We'll see where we stand far as especially the defense. I think collectively we know where we are offensive-wise, but defensive-wise, this is our biggest test, hands down, because they don't have any weaknesses on their offense.
Feels like every week is a big game. It doesn't matter who we play.
You're so right.
That's true.
Like I
can't rest. Week one.
I can't rest. I literally can't take a break. Like because this every Sunday is always something.
Right.
We've had a tough schedule. Like I know it resulted in different
schedule.
Yeah, because we played the AFC West, right?
Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders. Oh my God, Chargers. Jeez. Eagles. Right, it's the Eagles next year too. What the hell?
Right.
Do we play the NFC East as well? Is that what you're saying? Because why do you say Eagles?
So I looked up already the potential could it be, and they're just kind of like one of those filler teams. Like the Vikings. Like I expect to play the Vikings, so like it's just one of those filler teams. And then this gets Commanders as well. I don't know why. I don't know how.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Where are we playing them?
They haven't come out with that yet.
Oh, right. That'll be next year. I'll find out then. If it's here, then I'll definitely go to that game.
I have my guy TJ Beatty in the building. What's up, Beatty? Strange things. I coach football, guys, and this was my guy who brought me on to coaching. He was the head coach. I was the defensive coordinator. Okay. So this is my guy, childhood friend, man. Very close to this guy. Very close. He's like a brother from another. Okay, guys. So that'll pretty much wrap the show up for us tonight. So we'll start with Mr. Italy. Tell the great people of Jets Nation or just the NFL world in general where they can find you, man.
You can find me at Italy Jet on all social media platforms. I do 8 shows a week. with one of them with the show, and Sunday I do my Italy Jet post-game show with the show as well. Everything NYJ Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Take Flight Squad on Thursdays as well, and the Jets Duo show on Thursdays. And also take Let's Talk Sports on Wednesdays. Appreciate the support. Follow everything NYJ on all social media platforms in Italy Jet. Appreciate the love and support.
Absolutely. Miss Tsunami, tell the great people of Jets Nation and the NFL world where they can find you.
Well, I don't have as long as a resume as Italy. I'm just a fledgling here, but you can find me on Twitter at the Bowling Chick, because I didn't feel like changing my name on there. I've had
that. I love it, man.
At least that's the at. It says Tsunami Speaks now, but the at is still the Bowling Chick.
Right.
On YouTube at Tsunami Speaks, where I talk Jets. I also talk Knicks. On there, I do a post game and a game preview every week. The times and days aren't necessarily guaranteed each I'm not married to Fridays necessarily for the game preview, but I try to do Friday or Saturday. And post game is going to be Sunday night or Monday or maybe Tuesday, depending on the situation. But and then the Knicks are somewhere in there each week.
New York Knicks.
Love it.
Well, guys, that'll conclude us on the Jet Show. I am your host, Show. You guys know where to find me, right here on YouTube at The Jet Show. You can also find me on Twitter at The Jet Show. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. I'm really not that heavily active there, but I do have accounts there. But I'm mainly on Twitter and YouTube more than any place in the world other than work. Okay, guys.
There you go.
It's always fun. It's always a blast to be here with my co-host, Mr. Illy Jet. It was a pleasant honor to have T Speaks, aka Tsunami Speaks, to join us on this wonderful Saturday to talk about the Buffalo Bills on our pre-game show. I will link all of their descriptions. I will put them down below. And if you guys want, please give them a follow, like, thumbs up, the whole 9 yards. And we will see you guys mañana after the game on his show. Tomorrow after the game, guys. Enjoy your evening. And as always, go Jets.